Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ajoa, AJ for short. I'm super excited to have you here today. This is the start of an amazing journey. On this channel, we'll be talking about life, we'll talk about love, we'll talk about relationships, we'll talk about makeup, we'll do DIYs. I mean, a whole lot. Everything basically is just, living life with me. So, stay tuned. If you really want to support me, subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share. What's that? And share. I want to talk about the topic that has been on my heart, that has been heavy on my heart for a long time. It's something that I've always wanted to talk about. I've wanted a platform of sorts to talk about. With the rise of social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the likes, we get a whole lot of information at once. We see a whole lot of things that are happening in other people's lives, in their relationships, in their friendships, and whatnot. And I'm particular about this Facebook group that I am in. It's called Tell It Moms and Tell It All. I mean, it's a phenomenal group created by an amazing woman, Bobby Newby. Shout out to Bobby Newby. I will link the groups down below if you're interested. If you don't know, you want to check it out. But yeah, it's just a bunch of people that have come together to form a group. People from all walks of life, and mostly throughout the day there are so many posts. People post funny, make funny memes, funny situations. Mostly the group is known for people putting in problems, and asking for advice type of thing. And sometimes some of the things that we read there are just like, you read it and your mind is just blown and you're just like, wow. But then again, it's very relatable. When somebody puts up their problem, you go through it and you are like, oh, I know what this is about. I understand this situation. Why? Because I have been there. I have been that girl in the same situation. And sometimes I just give advice. I share my opinion because, I have been in such situations before. But then the thing about it is, it's also easy to judge. Sometimes we all do it like, oh, why would you allow that? And I have done it so many times. I'm still doing it. Why have you allowed that? Why would you stay with that? Why would you accept that? And the truth about it is, I get it. Sometimes I just sit back and I say, you know what? I get it, because I have been that girl before. I've been in something like that and I probably acted a similar way, if not worse, But it all comes down to, thank God for growth. It all comes down to growth. And for me, throughout the years and my experience with dating and friendship, with family and the likes, I think it all comes down to self-love. In every situation that you find, I want to speak to the women, especially the young ladies in their early 20s and, who are now single, going into relationship, those who are dating or married or whatever it is. Because when you are younger, only God knows. When we were in our 20s, yeah, sometimes I read some of the things and I'm like, man, when I was in my 20s and I was dating and all these issues were coming, I wish I had a support group or a group like this on Facebook and social media where you can come and share your issues or read about people's situations and pick, lessons from it. Because when we were coming up, when we were in secondary school and going through to the university, and that particular time there was nothing like, Facebook was not really that big, and certain issues like dating and relationships and sex was like taboo in our homes. You can't go to your mother and say, "Ma, my boyfriend da 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 da." Yeah. If you're African, you know how it is now. There will be a meeting, a family meeting at 3:45 a.m. to discuss your atrocities. So it was taboo. It was taboo to talk about those things. You see, but then I'm excited. I'm super excited to see that we are in 2019. Things have changed. People are more outspoken thanks to social media. Some of these issues come up. People come to share ideas, bring up their problems. And the thing about this is, the younger generation, these girls that are coming up, they're smart, They are smart. And they have information. They have information. It was not like our time. Our time, if I look back at some 15, 20 years ago, child, the foolishness was epic, But then again, as I already said, there was no platform. You can't talk to the most you could do was talk to your friend who probably didn't have a clue what's going on and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's really good, and I'm excited for the young ladies of today because they're doing their thing, and they're very smart. They have information. They're making the right choices, and I'm all about girl power. I'm for women. I speak for women. I am all about woman power. I'm all about getting to know who you are. Like, as a woman, yeah, you get to a certain point in your life and you begin to come into your womanhood, and then you know who you are. You understand who you are. Do you get it? When you know who you are, you understand who you are as a woman. Because being a woman, it's an amazing thing. It's phenomenal. The woman is the most powerful creature on planet Earth. Take it or leave it. Okay? Take it or leave it. Women, we are amazing. We are powerful. We are not what we used to be. Women, we have come a long way, and we need to celebrate that achievement. So it all comes back to self-love, knowing who you are as a woman, knowing your worth, also having standards. I always talk about standards. This is something that we wish we knew when we were growing up. Have some standards, because a lot of times as women we usually think, oh, for example, you meet a nice guy that you like, and you're talking to, like going back and forth with each other, trying to, learn who you are and blah, 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 get to know each other. And then sometimes as women, you're like, oh, if I come off too strong, or if I'm like, oh, I have this standard, I don't like this, I don't want this, I want a man who is like this or like that, I may run the guy off because you think, this girl, she has too many, all that. And no, what I'm here to tell you is that you cannot run off a man who truly wants you. If you set your standards and you don't hear from him again, good riddance to bad rubbish. That's not the type of guy you're trying to be with anyway. You need to know exactly what you want from a relationship. When you meet a guy, you have to ask questions. That's one of the things that I realized that we fail to do when we meet somebody, especially when you meet a guy that you really like. You are so carried away, oh, he's a nice guy, and you really want him to like you, and so you're afraid to come off too strong. You don't want to probe too much. You don't want to set too many standards because you really like him and you want him to stay, and that is a really big mistake. You need to ask questions, ask questions, and don't just ask the questions, listen to the answers that are given. It is going to tell you a lot about the person. Usually we don't pay attention, especially during the early stages of dating. pay attention to the answers. Trust me, you will learn a lot. And don't be afraid to say no. I don't know why sometimes women find it difficult to say no. If you find a red flag or you think something is off, trust your intuition. If you feel like something is wrong, if you feel like it's too good to be true, trust me, it's too good to be true. If your intuition says, girl, you need to let him go, this is not it, let him go. Trust me. And as I said, don't just say yes just because somebody asks, because a lot of times, a lot of us women feel like we need to be with somebody to complete us, and that notion has to go. You are complete. You are already enough. You are already complete. You don't need somebody to make you better or to make you whole or whatever. So don't be afraid to say no, especially when it comes to marriage. Like, I don't know, when women hear marriage, we're like, oh, he said he's gonna marry me. No, any idiot can marry you. Any idiot can give you a ring. But is he offering you what you truly want? That is knowing your standards. If you know what you truly want, is he ready to give you exactly what you want? If you think you cannot compromise, if he's not giving you exactly what you want, you don't have to say yes just because he threw the marriage card. Don't just say yes to anything. Don't say yes to anybody. Just because a man asked you doesn't mean you have to say yes. And that's the cause of a lot of these issues that we see, these problems. And I'm married to this guy and I don't know. And I'm like, were you even friends? You need to marry somebody that you can talk to. You need to say yes to somebody that you can communicate with. Sometimes I feel like, are these women afraid of like, how do you marry a man and you find something and you cannot ask him? And finally, do not settle. Do not settle because you feel like you are out of time, because you feel like everyone around you is doing it, because of someone else's opinion about how you should live your life. Live your life on your own terms, like it's golden. I mean, make the rules as you go. Do what's right for you. If you are not sure, take your time, because you have only one life to live, quite honestly. And you want to live that with someone who truly appreciates and knows your worth. Thank you so much for staying with me. And like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Ciao! Mwah!